It's the best time of the year for draft enthusiasts. We are on the eve of draft day. We are looking at the best pass rushers in the entire class. My top 15 defensive ends of 2026. Let's get right into it. Starting right at the top, David Bailey, my number one overall edge rusher this year. He's powerful and explosive, a guy who knows how to get after quarterbacks. He's athletic and productive with 14 and a half sacks in 2025 and 29 over his career. This is a prospect that knows how to affect games, and he should be a top five pick in this year's draft. Number two is Arvell Reese from Ohio State, a guy with all of the traits to develop into the best pass rusher in this class, but you're betting on upside and development. He's just 20 years old. He has as high of a ceiling as anyone in the entire draft, a freak athlete with the traits to be a 15 sack a year guy, but he needs to add bulk and learn how to play the position. He spent his career at Ohio State playing off ball linebacker, and there will be a learning curve. At number three, I have Ruben Bain Jr. He was the best pass rusher in the country in 2025, but his length or lack of arm length goes against NFL history. Edge rushers with less than 31-inch arms have not recorded double digit sacks in the NFL the last 25 plus years. But man, his tape is incredible and he projects as an impact type of player. I think worst case scenario, you move him inside the defensive tackle. Let him play three tech, and he's a guy who will have a ton of success in the NFL. He's a top 10 player for me. We'll see how NFL GMs view him very soon. At number four, I have Auburn's Keldrick Fall, a guy that has insane upside. The potential is through the roof. He's just 21 years old, and he has 3 years of starting experience in the SEC. The production is not what you want it to be, but his best football is still ahead of him, and scouts are going to love this guy. I think he's a lock to go in the first round. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he went in the top 15 overall. Keep an eye out on Keldrick Fall. At number five, I have Clemson's TJ Parker, a player who looked like a top 10 overall pick last year, but his production dipped and fell off the map. He's another guy who's just 21 years old, and he has all the tools and traits you look for with an edge rusher. He reminds me of last year's prospect, James Pierce Jr., but without the off the field concerns. Parker should be a productive pass rusher in the NFL. Next up is Illinois edge rusher Gabe Yakis, another player that I just love watching film of. He played outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense, but his strength is getting after quarterbacks. I think he'll be a great player at the NFL level. Then we get to Malachi Lawrence, another player who should start early in his career. He's one of the more developed pass rushers in this class. He can play the run, he is athletic, and he has the burst and enough bend around the edge. To me, he's a top 50 player. He could go late first or early second round. And then we get to Akeem Mesidor, a guy whose tape looks awesome. But we have to remember, he was 24 years old in 2025, and he'll turn 25 during his rookie season. He's a bit of an enigma to me. He could be an instant impact type of player, or he could struggle in the pros. Then we get to Penn State's Deni Dennis Sutton. This is a guy who didn't produce like I thought he would in 2025. But all of a sudden, his coach would get fired, and suddenly he was producing at a first round type of level towards the end of the season. And then he went to the NFL Combine in Indy, and he tested like an athletic freak, scoring a 9.93 on his RAS. Some team is going to bet on his athleticism. Michigan's Derek Moore is the next guy on my list, a very solid player who put up 10 sacks last year, and he plays the run very well. He's nearly 6'4", 255 pounds. Some people have him as a third to fifth round prospect. I think Moore goes on day two. I really like his film. Then it's Missouri's Zion Young, a guy who fits the size and strength profile. He looks the part and he sets the edge really well and plays the run. But his work as a pass rusher leaves something to be desired. The next couple guys on the list are the opposite of that. Cassius Howe from Texas A&M. He looked great as a pass rusher, but he's undersized and has extremely short arms. I think at best he's a situational pass rusher in the NFL, and he has a lot of question marks right now. Same with Romello Height, another guy who is productive and he explodes off the line of scrimmage, but he's undersized, and there are plenty of questions about how he will hold up against the run once he gets drafted. The final two spots on the list, first up is Alabama's LT Overton. I think he's a guy who looks the part as well, also plays the run, and he has the size and versatility that NFL GMs will love. He can play anywhere on the defensive line, but his production does not inspire me. Just 7 total sacks in 4 years. He has to get better as a pass rusher. Oklahoma's R. Mason Thompson is number 15, another undersized pass rusher who was productive in college. He put up 15 and a half sacks the last 2 years, including 9 in 2024. Short arms, and he lacks the anchor strength. That'll probably reduce him to a situational role at the next level. But this year's group of edge rushers is deep, and there are a lot of guys who didn't make my top 15. Kieran Crawford, Joshua Josephs, Anthony Lucas, Caden Curry, Tyreek Sapp, Mason Rieger, Nadeem Tucker, Mikel Kamara, Quintavious Hutchins, then a couple late round sleepers, Patrick Payton, Marvin Jones Jr., Aiden Hubbard, Trey Moore, George Grums Jr., and Logan Fano. It's a very strong year for defensive ends, and any team that's looking for pass rush help can find a variety of different skill sets that will help out. I cannot wait for the NFL draft. Let me know what players you would rank higher or lower. Like and hype the video and subscribe for year round NFL draft coverage.